What's up? My name is There Was 2007, and I created this song over the past couple days. I thought of this song for a few days before I recorded it, and I brought it into life over the past couple days. I did a mixing and mastering technique that I've been using on a lot of tracks lately, and I started making this video with the purpose of showing you how I do it. So let's listen to it, alright? Listen to this, and I'll show you how to mix and master it. I love rock and roll. If you notice here, the vocal is not quite loud. You know, this bass is going up to here, almost to the orange, and this vocal is really quiet, right? So I record that vocal so it wasn't, when I record that vocal, it wasn't clipping, right? But we're gonna clip it out, okay? So what you do, I have this utility limiter utility saved. So it's a group, utility, limiter, utility. So I have to bring all of my instruments up to 0 by turning the gain up on the limiter. It doesn't actually, when I turned the gain up on the limiter, when I was mixing this, it didn't actually make it go louder than negative 0.30, right? So what I did is I turned up a little bit of the gain on the utility and a little bit of gain on the limiter, and I looked at it and I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird. So I just made that vocal way louder, right? So it's really loud. I turned up the utility and I turned up the gain on the limiter. The gain on the limiter makes it, when I turned up the gain on the limiter, it cut off the unnecessary peaks of the vocals and brought up the main chunk of the sound. It brought it up to be loud enough to 0. And then what I'm going to do is put -5 on this utility here. -5. Just type that out, right? -5 decibels. Hit enter. Do that. So we'll listen again. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and notice how there's a little orange line coming down on this limiter. That means it's being cut off. That's a good thing. So I brought it up to, I knew I wanted my vocal to be -5 dBs. So you have to bring it up to 0 or close to 0. So I brought it up to 0, close to 0, and then I turned it down -5 after that. So bass, so I'm actually doing this on all my tracks here. So let's get it on the bass. And what I'm looking for is about -6 dB being cut off here. So I'll just go and do that to all the tracks. Oh, the bass is going to need an EQ as well. The bass is going to need an EQ. This is how I made the song, right? I mean, I looked at how the effects were set up before I made this video. Alright, so EQ on a bass, everything below 200 hertz is being brought up about 9 decibels. And then I'm clipping it in the limiter. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. Looked in the mirror and I saw Hot Boy flip the bird, rock and roll. Alright, that's sounding okay. I ran into some issues with some distortion there a little bit. I did -5 for that vocal, so I'll do -5 for this vocal as well. This is how I set the volume of the track with the utility. The bird, rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll. The bird, the bird, the bird, the bird, rock and roll, roll. The bird, roll. Looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy. The bird, rock and roll. Hot boy, looked in hot boy, I made a loop so I can just listen to just this little build-up. I forgot to actually loop it. Rock and roll. This is just like a drum fill. Oh, that's way too much. So that's about the volume I want it to be at. Roll. Looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy. Bird, rock and roll. Turn that one down to -8. So this guitar is a little interesting. What I'm gonna do is for the guitar, I'm gonna bring it up to flush, right? So it's a nice loud guitar sound, kind of getting clipped out. Then I'm gonna distort it, and after I set it to negative, so I set it to -10, right? And then I distorted it, and then I set brought up to flush again and put it back to -10 as well. So we'll just type on that -10, and we'll type on this one -10 as well. Just click on the knob and start typing the number. Alright, let's hear how that sounds. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy, flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy, flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy, flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy, flip the bird, rock and roll. Now I didn't want to bring the signal too much past -6. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy, flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw now for the master. Did I forget any EQ? I basically just EQ the bass. Then on the master I do another EQ. So let's I'm almost done with this video. I showed you what I wanted to show you, just how quick I do the mix down and everything. So first I put an equalizer on the track, and I used this EQ trick on a few tracks already. So boosting the same as the subwoofer, I boosted it the same way as the sub bass. Bring it up around 1 kilohertz. That's more for vocals and lead synths and stuff. Bring down in between those peaks just to make it sound cool, and bring up a little bit of the highs. Yeah, that's how I do it. All right, that's how you should do it too. And then, so this is your master track. So you want it to be as loud as, I wanted this track to be as loud as it could for Spotify. But in the end, I did make it native 3 dBs, just so Spotify doesn't crush it. So I did the exact same thing that I did for all the instruments. And then I added a bass mono. Let's see, utilities. The last few tracks I made, I did not use stereo widening very much, but I did use bass mono. It's a little preset. It just makes everything below 120 hertz will be mono. So I already know I'm going to need to turn the volume up a little bit. Let's see. Flip the bird. See, that's clipping way too much. So I'm actually going to be turning it down a little bit. So on all the instruments, I turned it up on the first utility. I'm coming in really hot. I came in really hot. So I turned down the gain on the first one a little bit, like -5. Let's just type in -5. And then I'm still putting the limiter up a little bit just to get that hot. I wanted that -6. Interesting. I didn't really need it to turn up the gain on the limiter at all. I'm actually making this song quite quieter. And when I made it quieter, it's clipping at just the right point. You don't want to clip way too much. Yeah, and I'm going to turn down native 3 dBs after the limiter just to bring it to the volume of the tracks that I made earlier. I made all my tracks native 3 dBs, so it fits in. If you want to hear what it sounds like without this, now you can turn it up. Go ahead, turn up the volume on your device. It should sound good coming through your device, your computer or your. Anyway, yeah, turn up that volume on your device. Let's listen to the last drop. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy flip the bird. Yeah, so I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy flip the bird, rock and roll. I looked in the mirror and I saw a hot boy. I am not saving that. I saved this as a YouTube version of the song, so the original is preserved. I'll just push don't save it. Yeah, don't save it. Alright, my name is There Was 2007. I'm a gamer. I'm a musician, producer. Subscribe if you like that kind of thing, Hit that like button if you like that kind of thing. If this way of mixing and mastering helped you out, hit that like. And maybe you watch this video. Well, if you watch this video, go try it out. Go try it out and then come back and hit that like button if it works for you, My name is Daros2007. Check you later. Peace.